Hey guys, it's Eli from Nintendo Network 64, here to review Fire Emblem Awakening for the 3DS. With the release of Fire Emblem Awakening, I can finally recommend the 3DS as a purchase for every consumer. Awakening has achieved what no other Fire Emblem game before it has been able to achieve, an experience which satisfies the hardcore, while also allowing the casual players to enjoy the experience as well. With excellent strategy gameplay, wonderful writing, new mechanics, and a wealth of options, Fire Emblem Awakening is now a game I recommend to every gamer, the best game on the 3DS platform. Like the other games on the franchise, Fire Emblem Awakening is a turn-based strategy RPG. To break that down for you, Fire Emblem has players organizing a team, giving each player on the team a command, and then executing a maneuver in order to overcome the other team. This happens on a turn-by-turn basis, so players are encouraged to think before making a decision. Farther extending the idea of thoughtful gameplay is the idea of permanent death, a trademark of the Fire Emblem franchise. Essentially, this means that when non-essential players die in the battlefield, they will no longer exist for the rest of the playthrough. All the future supporting conversations and cutscenes with the character are cut out, and often characters are caught reminiscing about fallen allies. This feature proves to be quite appealing for hardcore players, since every choice made in the game will lead to a consequence, whether good or bad. As a result, players will spend much more time considering their choices before making a final verdict for the turn. Unfortunately, this mode doesn't offer the ability to save mid-battle, so if someone is lost in the second to last move of the battle and you want to reboot the game, then you'll be replaying the whole previous hour of the battle. Another downside is the fact that developers failed to include a change difficulty option, which would allow players to change the difficulty mid-game. For those who think after a few chapters that casual mode is too easy or classic mode is too hard, there is no option for changing difficulty, there is only restarting the game. Fortunately, no matter which mode or difficulty you play the game on, you'll still be enjoying yourself. In addition to the great strategy gameplay, Fire Emblem Awakening has various RPG elements which will keep players entertained in and out of battles. The more obvious mechanic is the level up system. Each character will level up, eventually evolving into the next class. Like usual, every level includes the character's attack, defense, health, and other attributes. Weapons are also upgraded when used more, leading to stronger weapon proficiencies as well. Throw in some items that enhance the stats of character, and you'll have a pretty decent RPG mechanic for a turn-based strategy game. The second and deeper RPG element comes from the relationships between characters. When characters battle close to each other, they gain relationship points. After enough relationship building, these characters will enter into flirtatious support cutscenes, eventually even getting married and having children. These cutscenes are incredibly well written and localized, and it is incredibly entertaining to watch relationships build up. Another wonderful plus on the story side of the game is the fact that you are in the game. Yes, there is a character for you. Interestingly enough, although customization options are limited to hairstyle, color, and a few other facial attributes, the character you create really feels like it's you. The game does a great job incorporating your character into the story, and I hope for such a personalized experience in the future games. Unfortunately, the mainline story doesn't hold up as well as the support conversations do. The story is pretty terrible, unoriginal, and cheesy. Even worse is the fact that voice acting is only included in about 10% of the game, leaving me wondering why there's no voice acting in the other 90% of the game. The game looks excellent on the 3DS, one of the best looking games on the system. The fully animated cutscenes are gorgeous, although there aren't nearly enough of them. 3D character models also look pretty good in comparison to the character models in the other games in the system. Weirdly enough though is the fact that none of the characters have any feet when they battle. Obviously this isn't a huge gripe, but it's an interesting find. The soundtrack is also wonderful, pumping out gorgeous orchestral tunes. Unfortunately, the often annoying sound effects and character noises often get in the way of the music. The game itself has an incredibly large amount of content. My first playthrough, completing most of the side objectives, took me 30 hours. There were still a few missions after which I could go back and complete, in addition to pretty cheap DLC missions I could purchase. After multiple street passes, I had friends teams I could challenge as well. If that's not enough, every week Nintendo sends out free DLC to players to play with, including new maps and free items. Even after I'm done with everything, I'll be coming back to replay the game at higher difficulty, aiming to forge new relationships on the new playthrough. Fire Emblem is an excellent game, the best I've played on the 3DS. The combat and strategy is some of the best in the genre, while the added RPG mechanics make Fire Emblem stand out amongst the crowd. Support conversations are hilarious, and the wealth of options suit both the hardcore and casual, and the game provides so much bang for your buck that it's simply a shame that there isn't more voice acting or fully animated cutscenes. Nevertheless, Fire Emblem stands out as a must-own for the 3DS platform. Nintendo Network 64 gives this game a 9.5 out of 10. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. It really helps. And see you guys next time for another review.